Hey guys, very quickly, what are the species of tapeworm that we must know? And of course, you know that this is my third class, right? Yes, very fast. So in the species of tapeworm, first and foremost, regarding Jamb And Waec, I'd like you to notice that there are two major species of tapeworm. Oh yes, how many? Two of them. You can see clearly that this particular tapeworm we have here and this other guy here, two of them are different from each other. These are the two major species of tapeworm, and I'll show you how to identify them quickly. Number one is called the Utme solium. What is it called? Utme solium. Number two is called Utme saginata. From the name saginata, that means it affects something that is very big, right? One has to do with pig. The other has to do with your cow or your cattle. So which one has to do with pig? The ones that has to do with pig is your Utme solium. Saginata, that's the one that is big. That's the one that has to do with your what? Your cattle, right? Very simple. So we're going to look at the two of them squarely, but I'll begin with the first, which is your what? Your Utme solium. What should I know fast? I'll give you 4 things about Utme solium that your Jamb And Waec will never play with. Number one, you must know that Utme solium has hooks. What do they have? They have hooks. All those spiny projections that you can see here, all those pointed projections, what do you call them? They are called hooks. Hooks is one character of Utme solium. Which one has hook? Utme solium. Number two, about Utme solium, the primary host of Utme solium is what? Man. Man is always the primary host, whether it's Utme solium or Utme saginata. Man is always what? Primary host. We'll look at their reproduction carefully very soon, and then we'll look at the second that involves that, and then you see the past question that Jamb do ask. Number 3, don't forget that the secondary host is pig. For what? Utme solium. The secondary host of Utme solium is what? Pig. And then number 4, man is only infested with this Utme solium after eating infected undercooked pork. So the meat from your pig, say it's called pork, right? You know how mommy will give you meat to go and boil, right? Let me say they gave you 12 pieces of meat to boil, 12 pieces of meat. And you know that mom is aware that what she has given you, there are 12. She has counted it, even add label to it. Your number is A, you are B. And they say cook and fry the meat, my dear. You still have the ability to reduce that meat. Mommy will not still know. What will you do? After boiling, what happened? You start removing some of the pieces, right? Because you're going to fry it, you get the point and you come out. Now, here is the catch very quickly. After eating undercooked pork meat, that's when someone can get infested with your Utme solium. Not after eating pork meat. You can eat pork meat that is properly and thoroughly cooked, and nothing will happen to you because the Utme solium heat. Sufficient heat will end up killing them. But if the heat is not sufficient, they just boil it. Now you are steaming meat now, it has not been cooked properly. Then you start testing it. Well done, tester. Just the play. Utme solium awaits you. Are you with me? That is how you get it. Very simple. 4 things to note about Utme solium very quickly. Do they have hook? No. Primary host is what? Man. Primary host is also called the what? Your definitive host. The secondary host is what? Pig. And then number 4, man is only affected or infested with your Utme solium after eating undercooked what? Pork meat. Then the next quickly is your Utme saginata. Hold on a bit. The complete series of classes, right, as far as your syllabus is concerned regarding your Jamb And Waec, everything has been covered in details for you in the LearnLift app. And guess what? The sweet part is that you have access to your CBT, right? You have access to your video lessons, you have access to your notes, you have access to your past questions. Everything from the beginning to the end is directly in the LearnLift app for you. So all you have to do is just mark down to Play Store or App Store and download the LearnLift app where you follow all your classes from the beginning to the end. A quick one before we move. Let's get back to class. Enjoy. Saginata has to do with your what? Your cow. Now, hold on. 4 things as well about saginata. Number 1, do they have hook? No hooks. No hooks. Look at the head of this guy now. That's the scolex. Do you see anything that has to do with your hook there? They have no hook. Saginata don't have hook. The ones that have hooks, they are the tenia solium. Number 2 is the primary host is what? Man. Man is always the primary host. And then number 3, very quickly, secondary host is now cattle. Are you seeing it now? Whether male or female, cattle. And then number 4, very fast, you should not play with this. Man is only infested with tenia saginata, right? After you have eaten what? Infected undercooked beef. The meat from your cattle is called beef. The meat from your pig is called your what? Your pork. That's it. You get that very quickly with me, bro. Saginata, did they have hook? No hook. Solium, did they have hook? Yes, they get. Answer this Jamb Pass question. Jamb 1980 question 5. Jamb brought this powerful, sweet, and lovely question that says, which one of the following animals is never a secondary host of what? Tapeworms? Option A says cow. Is cow a secondary host? Yes, cow is a secondary host. What about fish? You don't know. What about option C? Pig. Yes, pig is what? Secondary host, right? And then option D says man. Man, is man secondary host? Okay, clap for that boy. He said that man is secondary host. What about option E? Is dog a secondary host? You don't know. You see that you are now confused. You don't know whether the answer is fish or dog. Open your ear and listen carefully. I told you categorically that there are 2 prominent species of tapeworm. There are a lot, but 2 stands out. The one that affects your pig, which is your tenia solium. The one that affects your what? Your cow, which is your tenia saginata. There are other species that affect fish. There are other species that affect what? Dog. Oh yes, tenia that affect dog and fish. Which one is not a secondary host? Man is always a primary host. Man can never be a secondary host. And that makes option 1 D the correct answer. Get out. Simple thing. Shaysiana. If okay, let's go very quickly. Another thing you was not very fast was 1981 question 32 and 23 that he brought. And the question of the way it says, the 2 types of human tapeworm can be distinguished by the presence or the absence of what? What do you use to identify them? Option A says scolex. Scolex, the head of your tapeworm is also called scolex. Is that what you use to distinguish them? Both of them have head, whether tenia solium or tenia saginata. So scolex cannot be the answer. Option B says hook. Hook. Tenia solium has hooks. Tenia saginata don't have hook. Can I use it to differentiate them? Yes. What about option C? Head. Scolex is also called your what? Your head. So this guy is still wrong. Option D went ahead to say sucker. Sucker. And then option E says what? Proglottids. Both of them have suckers and what? Proglottids. The 2 of them they have. So what is the distinguishing feature? Oh, you're 2 years. Yeah, we hear word. What is the distinguishing feature that we use to distinguish the 2 species, prominent species of human tapeworm, which are the tenia solium and tenia saginata, is the presence or absence of what? Hook. Option what? B is the answer. Because tenia solium has hook. Tenia saginata, no hook there. Are you getting it now? If you understand that very fast with me, let's move to 2020. Let's move to 2013 question 5. And the question all the way says, tenia solium can be found in tenia solium. I told you when you hear saginata, that's the one that has to do with cattle. Option A, goat, mba, mba. Option B says dog, mba, mba. Option C says pig, pig, tenia solium, correct. Option D says cow, saginata is the one you see your what? Your cow. What is the answer? Of course, pig. Option what? C is the correct answer. Does it make sense? Are you sure? If you understand this very quickly with me, guess what? We're going to look interestingly into tenia solium now in details. The quick question is, if we are focusing on tenia solium and want to look at tenia solium as a representative member of your proglottids, what should we know about it? Now, come with me very fast. Take notes. Number 1, tenia solium has 3 segments. How many segments? 3. How many segments? 3. How many segments? 3. How many? 3. What are the 3 of them? Number 1 is called scolex. What is it called? Scolex. Scolex. Pronounce with me. Scolex. Scolex. Number 2 is called your strobilia. Strobilia. Scolex. Strobilia. And number 3 is called your proglottids. Scolex. Strobilia procommon. Scolex, Strobilia proglottids. Scolex, Strobilia proglottids. Does it make sense? Okay, now look at this very carefully and tell me where the scolex is. Number one, I'd like you to know that from this that you are seeing now, this here is the scolex, another name for the head of your tapeworm. What is it called? It is called the scolex. Scolex or head mean the same thing. Number two is the neck or the strobilia. The neck is also called your strobilia. And the entire body now form what is called the proglottids. So the scolex or the head, the strobilia or the neck, and number three is the what? The proglottids. Can I explain them one after the other? Jamb is the lover of all of this. They will never play with it. Look at the first that is called the scolex. Another name for scolex is what? Head, right? Okay. Now take note that there are three things that form the scolex. Come. What are the three things that make up scolex? Number one is called rustellum. What is it called? Rustellum. Number two is called the hooks. And number three is called the suckers. So we have the rustellum, the hooks, and the suckers. The rustellum, the hooks, and the suckers. Where is the rustellum? Fast. I told you that if this is the head, that center part of the head, what is it called? Rustellum. So this center part of the head is what we call the rustellum, right? All those spines, those sharp projections that are coming out, right? All those ones are called the hooks. And then these guys like this, all these guys, all those paw that you are seeing now, what are they called? They are called the what? The suckers. How many suckers do you see in your tapeworm? Tapeworm has 4 suckers. How many suckers? 4. 1 anterior, 1 posterior, and 2 lateral. That means 1 from the right, another 1 from the left. That's 4 suckers altogether. Of course, they have rustellum, the hook, and the suckers. Okay, sir. What is it that the hooks and the suckers will do? Because that's the most important area of the exam questions. Now, understand this carefully. So when it comes to creating an account, right? This is the interface of the app that you can see. You can see create account, and you can also see login. Now, what you do is this: as a new user, you don't have an account yet, so you don't need to go and log in. You go and create an account as a new user. Click on that create account button. Once you click on it, the next thing is put your phone number. Place in your phone number. You can see +234. Then put your phone number, whatever your phone number is. If you don't have phone, you can use your mommy's phone number and put it there, right? Or your daddy's phone number. Use it, and then you can proceed and create the account. So let's go. So once you create the account, you are putting your phone number. What happened? Put your name, your correct phone number, please. Put your name. If your name is John, what do you fill in there? John. And then your last name, Frank. Fill in John Frank. And what's your email address? Okay, if your email address is johnfrank3@gmail.com, you fill it there. And then your password, very important. You create your own password, 6 digits. You can use your phone number, the first 6 digits of your phone number, or the last 6 digits of your phone number. Or you can, okay, since your name is John Frank, you can say, okay, my password name is John, right? John 123. And then you go and repeat the same thing, confirm password. What will you type there? Your John what? 123. You can decide to view it to yes and then see whether you are doing the same thing, whether what you are doing is correct, right? All you have to do is just click the I button there, and then you view it, and then come to select education. You are preparing for Jamb or Waec. In select education, there are 4 plans there. University, that's for people that are in university, probably 100 level, 200 level, right? Yes, their classes are also there. Secondary, for those in secondary school, primary. But for Jamb and Waec, click Waec Jamb Pursue TME, right? As the select education. Select level. You are not preparing for Pursue TME, you are preparing for Jamb and Waec, right? Okay, click on the Jamb and Waec. And then create your account. 2 seconds. Plus, you don't enter. It will load, and then it will open for you. And it will tell you, welcome, John, right? Your classes are now ready. What do? Start learning. That's the most important area of the exam questions. Now, understand this carefully, that there are 2 primary functions of the hooks and the suckers. Number 1 function is that tapeworm uses the hooks and the suckers to fasten itself to the host intestine. They use it to do what? Fasten themselves. In other words, the hook and the suckers are for adhesion. Where does tapeworm reside? It resides in the human what? Intestine. Which of the intestine? The small intestine, where you have your digested food. Not large intestine, but your small intestine. In the small intestine. As you proceed with it to nutrition, the small intestine is made up of 3 major parts. Number 1 is called the duodenum. Number 2 is called the ileum. And number 3 is called the jejunum. Are you with me? You are a medic. Stop talking like a bush market woman or man. Let these things be flowing out of you. Are you getting it now? Oh, yes. Now, understand this, that in the small intestine of your human being, that's where you have your words, your tapeworm, that's where they reside. So tapeworm, they use their hooks and their suckers to fasten themselves to the what? To their host intestine. Number 2 function of the hooks and suckers is that, please, suckers in particular are used also for attachment. Hooks and suckers are for attachment. Don't go and say, when you hear sucker, say suckers are used for sucking. Suckers are not used for sucking. What do you use suckers for? For attachment. When somebody just hear sucker, just hear sucky. Suckers are not used for sucking. They are used for what? Attachment. But no be female attachment, so they play to. Okay. If you understand this very quickly with me, get this very fast. From this diagram that you can see, now only you pick out your rostellum, your hooks, and your suckers. Before I nod you, pick them out for me fast. Of course, this is the hook, right? All those sharp, spiny projection. This is the rostellum. That's the center portion of it. This guy here, this center is the rostellum. And how many suckers do they have? They have 4 suckers. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, right? This guy here, that's 3. And then this guy here, that's what? 4. How many suckers altogether? There are 4 suckers. Don't play with that, bro. If you understand this, I've given you everything about the word, the scolex. Scolex is also called the head, right? And the scolex made up of how many things? 3 things. Your rostellum, the hooks, and the word suckers. But in your complete tapeworm, what can you identify? 3 things. Number 1 is called the what? The scolex or the head. Number 2 is called the strobilia or the neck. And number 3 is the one we call the what? The proglottid. But before we move, answer 1984, question 23 for me. Jamb passed question. Jamb said the parts used by tapeworm to fasten itself to the host intestine are. Option A says, are they the neck and the suckers? Just the play, nothing like neck there. Option B says, the hooks and the suckers. You are making sense. Option C says, the rostellum and the suckers. No. Option D says, young proglottids and neck. Totally wrong. Hululu, that one is wrong. Option E says, your rostellum, the hooks and the suckers. No. Rostellum is not there for them. What do they use to fasten themselves to the host intestine? They are just 2 things, hooks and your suckers. Option B is the answer. Does it make sense? Are you sure? What is the target for this year's Jamb? 350, nothing less. So put in the work, bro. Let's go together. Now, answer 1990, question 12. Jamb pass question. Jamb brought this lovely, intelligent question. In the tapeworm, the suckers on the scolex are used for option A, sucking the blood of the host. Suckers are not used for sucking. No. Suckers are used for what? Attachment. Option B says holding fast to the host. Option C says reproduction. Nothing concerning reproduction there. And then option D says locomotion. No, they are not used for locomotion. What are the suckers used for? They are used for attachment or holding fast to the what host. Option what? B is the correct answer. Talk to me, sir. Answer this question for me. Jamb 2009 question 8. That part label X. Tell me first, what is the name of that part before we even move? That part label X. No, you baby girl. Answer it. What is the answer? Call it fast. Call clap for yourself. You're too much. It is called the what? The suckers, right? Okay. The question is the part or the structure labeled X is for, what is it used for? Attachment. Is it used for feeding? Is it used for seeing? Or it is used for breathing? Who they breathe cannot be the answer. Right? Who they breathe cannot be the answer. Let the poor breathe. Don't suffocate them. That cannot be the answer. Is it for sin? No, it is not for sin. Is it for feeding? It is still not for feeding. What are they used for? They are used for attachment. Suckers are for attachment and not for sucking or feeding. Option what? A is the correct answer. If you get this very fast with me, guess what? Wyoming 2009 question 9. The lovely question that we're given here, all the way, the question says the habitat of this organism. What is the habitat of the organism? That's your tapeworm, right? Which species of tapeworm is that? The one that has hooks? That's your Taenia solium. Where is the habitat? Option A says your slow-moving streams and marshes. Can that be the answer? Option B, all the way say the stomach of large mammals. Stomach of large mammals. You don't see them in the stomach. No, they are not in the stomach where you have your gastric juice. Are you getting me now? It's not because they are scared that gastric juice is going to dissolve them. Their body is tough. Oh, as you move in the next class, you will see all of these things. Option D is under leaf litters on the forest floor. No, you don't see them in the forest. Not to go and talk about forest floor. Option D is the small intestine of large vertebrates. You find them where you have digested food. And digested food is only found where? In the small intestine of large vertebrates. That's where you see your Taenia solium. Making option what D the correct answer. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? If you get this very fast with me, bro, guess what? Why am I this question? It's giving me joy. Jamb 2014 question 6. Now, give me the names first. What is the part label 1 called? What's the name? Clap for yourself. Rostellum. You are correct. Hey, you bros, no dodger. The part label 2, what is it called? What is it called? Yes, now you are the top. Correct. Clap for yourself. It is the hooks, right? The part label 3, what is it called? Oh, get out. Suckers. What is the part label 4 called? Oh, you don't know it. The part label 4 is the proglottids. But which of the proglottids? Young proglottids. You are coming there shortly. Now, understand this. Look at the question that we're given. The question says the organ for attachments to the lining of the host's intestines are labeled. What is it? Option A says 2 and 3. Option B says 3 and 4. Option C says 1 and 2. Option D says 1 and 3. What is the correct answer? What do they use for attachments or anchorage? It is the hooks and the suckers. Where is the hook? Where are the suckers? The part label 2. That part label 2, what are they called? Hooks. The part label 3, they are called the word sucker. So 2 and 3, option A is the correct answer. That is what they use for what? Attachments. The hooks and the what? Suckers. Do you get it now? If you understand that very quickly with me, bro, guess what? This is everything about the head region. What is the head of your tapeworm also called? It is called the what? The scolex. I told you that in your tapeworm there are 3 major things there. The scolex, the strobilia or the neck, head or the scolex, strobilia or the neck, and then the proglottids. Can we look at the second part, which is the strobilia or the what? The neck. Now that you have created your account, right, for you to start learning, what do you do? Okay, you can see that your use of English is there, mathematics is there, biology is there, physics is there, chemistry is there. Your classes are organized, they are all there for you, right? What do you do? Okay, I want to start learning biology. So click on the biology, immediately you click on it, living organisms, that's chapter 1, right? Oh yes, that's strictly to your Jamb syllabus. And what happened? Let's say, for example, you want to watch your class on cell and probably cell structure, right? What happens is that you click on it. Immediately you click on it, you see all the classes will display history of cell, types of cells, cell organelles, and all of that. Okay, sir, I want to watch history of cells. You click on the history of cell immediately. Hello, friends. Your class will start playing for you. It's easy and it will start playing for you easy and direct. And what happened? You can even choose to make it full screen. Right? Make it full screen. What happens? You are started learning and you are enjoying your classes. In fact, you may choose to say, okay, I want to download my classes. In fact, you can fast forward, you can take it backwards, you can pause, you can rewind, anyone you want to do. You can even say, oh, sir, I want to download my classes, right? Probably you use Nights Up just to click on download buttons. When you click on download button, you see the download. Before you know what will happen, the download will start loading. As it start loading, you can see it is moving. Fia, 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 fia. And then it's enter your phone. Are you getting it now? You can now go and start watching your downloaded classes. You can download as many classes as possible as you want to download. Now, you can even choose to say, okay, sir, that cell, the notes underneath it. It's the same thing for everything. I want to download my notes. All you have to do is click on the download for your notes. Before you know what is happening, it has entered your phone. You may choose to come to the notes, right? Under the characteristics of living things, let me open the notes and read the notes and go through the past questions. So you see, well-organized and structured notes, direct to the points, focusing on your syllabus for you. There are past questions for you in abundance. You see, you have your past questions here. You can choose to say, okay, I want to zoom it in, right? And then the same thing for all subjects. And you are following, the answers are there. Number one answer is B. Why is the answer B? It is explained for you in details, every singular thing, and then you are following your classes. You are done with that. You come to the next, you see your notes, everything structured and organized to the core. In fact, at the end of the day, there is a blow kiss for you. You have done well. Get out, you too much. Everything is structured and organized for you in the app, right? And you can now choose to say, okay, sir, what about chemistry classes or physics classes? You can do same. Use of English, all of them, they are there. When you click on your chemistry classes, what happens? Separation of mixtures and purification. All of them are in line with your JAMB syllabus. Chemical combination, right? It just goes straight. You see, chapter 1 alone has 39 videos. 39, you sit yourself down, and you start learning. And you are following all of them one after the order. Does it make sense? Are you with me? When you want to access your download classes, all you have to do is just scroll down, right, on your home interface. Go to your access your download classes. Start now. You start. You see them, right? In fact, you may even choose to go and practice CBT, right, or past question. Let's say, for example, I go to my CBT, the one that has to do with my my biology. Then I want to take all the questions on that cell, probably your Waec cell or the JAMB question on it, right? Just to click on it. So you see, all the questions are there. There are 40 questions there for you already. All of them on that cell. What happened? Which of the following cell inclusion can destroy other cell organelles? Probably you now say, oh, some answer is lysosome. You choose it, you go to next like that. At the end of the day, you see your answer, see your corrections. All of these things are in the LearnLift app directly for you. Are you with me? So as far as your JAMB 2025 is concerned, my dear, you don't have an excuse whatsoever to have anything less than 300. Are you with me? All your classes are available for you. All you have to do, start learning now.
Download the LearnLift app now.
Now, what is the function of the strobilia or the neck? First and foremost, this here is the neck, right? Oh yes. So you can see the neck carefully, and the neck is kind of like small, right? And then this is the young proglottids. So there is young and there is old proglottids. You will see it shortly, right? So after the head, which is the scolex, the next thing you have is the neck, which is the strobila. Then you can now have your young proglottids. Number one function of the neck or the strobilia is that it connects the scolex, which is the head, the proglottids. Which of the proglottids? Young proglottids. What connects the scolex to the young proglottids? What are they called? The strobila. Number two, the neck is short. Is it long or is short? Short. And it is also called your strobilia. When you hear strobilia, what is it? It is the The neck. Sir Peter. Analyze this diagram. Now, follow me very carefully. This diagram don't play when you see it in your exam. We are following me very carefully. This here is the head, and you can see that the head is small, right? And attached to the head is the neck. The neck is still small. Now, if we zoom into the head, what can we see? Number one thing you will see on that head there is your Your sulcus. You see your Your rostellum. You can see the hooks. That's the rostellum, the hooks, and the sulcus. All of them, they come together to form the head. Another name for the head is the scolex. Head or scolex, right? Simple. Now, the scolex now, which is the head, is now connected to the young proglottids. by the neck or the what strobilia. The neck is also called the strobilia. So when I leave the aspect of the young proglottids, you see, what am I coming to see? As I'm coming down like this, I'll now come and meet my maturing proglottids. So the proglottids are maturing as you are coming down. It gets matured till you now get to your matured proglottids. The matured proglottids are towards the end. You see what they call your ripe proglottids. What do we call them? Ripe proglottids. Those ripe proglottids are the ones that are now capable of fertilization. So within this, each proglottid that you see now, within each of them, there is both male and female organ. That's why they are hermaphroditic or they are hermaphrodites. The ones that are very mature, that towards the end, so what happened? Because they are towards the end, once they are ripe, the proglottids will fall off. As they fall off now, inside the worm itself, the complete worm, is in the body of man. The proglottid is that end region, right? Oh yes, that is hermaphroditic, that contain both the male and the female organ. They will fertilize each other. As they fertilize each other, what happened? They now detach themselves. You see that this guy now has the ability to fall off, right? When they fall off in the small intestine, they will migrate to the large intestine in the body of man. From the large intestine, where we happen, they will move to the rectum, from the rectum to the anus, and then you excrete it out of the body. We're going to look at the entire circle because they will not play with it in your exam. But please, I beg you, what should I know about your proglottids? When we come to your proglottids, now follow me from here. Number one thing you should know about proglottids is that the ones that are towards the neck, what are they called? Young proglottids. Are you getting it now? Aside the ones that are towards the neck that are called young proglottids, the ones that are away from the neck are called the old proglottids. Those old proglottids are not the ones that are giving rise to the maturing proglottids that will now become so mature. The ones that will now form these ones that will now fertilize, and then they will now get detached from the body. All of them will come from the way old proglottids. And don't forget this: each proglottid contain the male and the female sex organ. That's why they are hermaphroditic. Does it make sense? But now, understand this quickly with me. In this diagram here, you can see number one, the young proglottids, right? Yes. Number two, you can see the old proglottids. Number three, you can see the gravid. When we say gravid proglottid, it means pregnant. The word gravid, it means pregnant. Not that as a lady now they will not tell you that you are out, baby girl, you are adding. Are you gravid? You now say, oh, thank you. Just the play. That means you don't carry belly now. Wait till they try to talk with that too. Yeah, let's go very quickly. So you can see the young proglottids, the old proglottids are the gravid proglottids. So the ones that are towards the end are the ones that are gravid that will now get detached at the end of the day. But please answer this question for me. Jamb 2014 question 7. And the powerful question, not the way it says, the young proglottid of the organism is represented by, do I need to call option? What is the answer? Come on, to sweet, Jared. Option A says 3. Is 3 the answer? No. 3 cannot be the answer because 3 is what? Soccer. Is 4 the answer? Yes. 4 is the answer because 4 is your what? Your young proglottids. Is 1 the answer? What is 1 called? Rostellum. And then is your D, which is 2. Is 2 the answer? No, 2 cannot be the answer because 2 are the what? The hooks. So what is the answer? The correct answer there is your what? Your young proglottid. They say the part that is young proglottid, that's your what? Your 4. And what is 4? Option what? B. Become the what? The correct answer. Does it make sense? Now that you get this and you are very, very sure that you understand this with me, bro, guess what? The last thing to note. The body of tapeworm. How many proglottids do I see? Proglottids there are up to 1,000. One tapeworm can have up to 1,000 proglottids, so they're plenty, and they are now separated by transverse septa. What separate them? Transverse what? Septa. But please don't forget that the proglottids are identical in structure. What is it? How are they identical in structure? With larger and more matured ones towards the what? Posterior end. Because those that are towards the posterior end are gravid, and they are the ones that get detached from the body. If you understand this very quickly that I just explained now. Say, Sir P, good to go, sir. Guess what? I'll see you in the next class. We are going to look at the reproduction in Taenia solium. I will give you 6 things there. Tell you all the jam pass question under that class. For the now, peace out. Hope you've enjoyed this class. Guess what? To follow up for more classes, just download the LearnLift app, whether on Play Store or App Store, and then follow up your classes. You must do extremely well. I'll see you in class. Bye-bye.